Hello, gem hunter. Have you ever wondered if it's possible to have gems in your backyard? Well, the answer is yes. It is possible to know if there are precious gems in your backyard or somewhere in your area, and that's what we're going to talk about in today's video. To give you an idea, 1 out of every 1,000 people knows the signs of precious gems in a region. What's more, most people who know refuse to share that knowledge. In other words, you're about to gain access to privileged information. When I was a child, I loved to hunt for gems on my grandfather's farm. My stone collection was very complete, with gems of all kinds and colors, but at that time I had no idea what they were. I never thought it was possible, but time went by, I started studying and taking some courses, and after a few years I was able to find a yellow diamond the size of a grape, which once certified, ended up making me a lot of money, and I suppose you'd like to know how to find gems in your area. That's why I've decided to give you a step-by-step guide to finding your first gem in this video. You may not know it, but most gemstones, such as diamonds, are formed in the bowels of the earth, in the midst of magma, at unimaginable depths, under extremely high pressure and temperature. Over millions of years, however, geological processes such as volcanic eruptions, erosion, and the shifting of tectonic plates bring these stones to the surface. As this lava cools, the flow of water, whether from torrential rains or rivers, along with erosion, plays a crucial role in transporting these gems, carrying thousands of gemstones from their origins to the riverbeds. Many of the stones carried along the rivers tend to have a polished appearance due to the constant friction and hard impact with other rocks in the riverbed. Over time, this natural process results in stones with rounded shapes and smooth surfaces, known as pebbles, which are common among stones found in rivers. So the first thing you should do to find out if an area has gemstones is to look for the indicators, known as satellite minerals, rather than looking directly for the gemstones. For example, if you want to look for diamonds, you will never start by looking for diamonds. Because they are very rare gems, you will fail miserably. And secondly, there may not even be diamonds in your region due to geological factors. So you have to look for more common minerals that have gone through the same formation process as diamonds. This is why these minerals are called satellite or indicator minerals. So the first thing you should do is collect samples of all the types of rocks and minerals you find in your region. Gather everything together and quietly analyze your samples with a magnifying glass and a flashlight. Then compare the minerals you find with the pictures and videos of the rocks I'll show you in this video to identify those minerals. By doing this, you'll be able to tell what kind of rocks might be found in this region. Even if there are no diamonds in your area, there may be rubies, sapphires, or even tourmalines. This kind of analysis is called prospecting, and it's the most important part of determining whether a region has the potential for a gemstone fortune. If the samples are very large or heavy, you can take photographs to make your life easier. Now let's begin the second part, which is just as important as the first, which is cleaning the stones, because you will find that some stones are difficult to identify when they are dirty or covered with sand. In some cases, you can use muriatic acid to clean them. This product is easy to find and is usually sold as a cleaning product. But don't worry if you don't have any. A spray bottle of water is more than enough to do the job. After cleaning, the third step is to identify the minerals. But don't worry if you have trouble, as you don't have to identify all the minerals you find. If you're lucky, you might find precious stones right away, but that's not so common. The stones you collect generally fall into 3 categories, and separating them by type will make identification much easier. The first category includes broken stones or fragments, which are often found in dirt areas or ravines. The second category includes what are called rolled stones, which have a rounded shape and natural polish, the result of years of wear and tear by nature, usually in rivers. Even if you didn't find the stone in a river, rounded stones suggest that they were transported by water currents millions of years ago, indicating the presence of ancient river formations in the area. Separate these stones as well, as they may contain valuable minerals. Most of these rolled stones are made of quartz or quartzite, also known as pebbles. Quartz in particular is a very common mineral and comes in many color variations, from milky white to shades of pink, yellow, or even transparent like rock crystal. Quartz can, in some cases, hide gems inside, so it's worth analyzing it carefully. Quartz is also a good benchmark for comparing other stones, as its hardness and appearance are very characteristic. Finally, there are the ores. These can be more difficult to identify as they tend to be very similar, usually dark in color, metallic in appearance, and heavy. Many of these ores have industrial value and are used in a variety of processes, but it's important to separate them out to make them easier to analyze later. Now for the most interesting part, identifying the stones themselves. If you are new to this world and don't recognize many types of stones, no problem. Identification can take some time, and like any learning process, this is perfectly normal. However, if you want to know more quickly and accurately whether there are gemstones in your area, this journey of analysis and research is well worth it. If you want to, you can use the Rock Identifier app available in the Play Store and the Apple Store. It is paid, but you can use the free 3-day trial period. All you have to do is take a high-quality photo of the rock, and the app will help you identify it. Although the app isn't perfect, it does a great job for most rocks and minerals, offering 90% accuracy with quick and confident results in most cases. If the app isn't enough, you can supplement your search with photos and videos on Google. This helps a lot, especially if you want to compare the stone you've found with examples available online. In addition, the internet offers a wide range of information and images that can make identification easier, help you distinguish between similar minerals, and if you like, you can explore other apps to do your research. So between taking good photos, using the app, and looking for more information and examples online, you'll be well prepared to identify most of the stones you come across. Now let's move on to step 4, where I'll talk about some of the minerals most associated with the presence of gemstones. This will help you better recognize the signs that you might be about to find something valuable. But remember, this video is an abbreviated guide. To cover all the details of mineral and gemstone identification would take much more time, maybe even more than an hour. But for now, let's get down to the basics. One of the first minerals to look for is mica. It's easily recognized by its thin, shiny plates that look like plastic. Mica is reflective, often with a slight metallic sheen, and can vary in size. Some are so small that they blend in with the soil and even look like dust, which can confuse some people who sometimes think they've found gold. Depending on its color, mica can be transparent, golden, silver, or even greenish, and each color has a specific name. For a beginner, however, it is important to know that the presence of mica, especially in larger slabs, is a good sign. In particular, golden or greenish mica is an indication that the area may contain diamonds, one of the most sought-after gems in the world. So if you've found mica while exploring an area, it should make you more alert. Another important mineral is malachite, a darker and thicker variety of mica. Its presence also indicates that the environment may be conducive to finding gems. Another set of minerals and rocks to look for are granite and pegmatite. Granite, being a common rock, is easy to identify. It is made up of grains that are visible to the naked eye and has a very granular texture. Pegmatite, on the other hand, is very similar to granite, but the difference is in the size of the grains. While granite has smaller grains, pegmatite can have crystals of considerable size, up to 3 centimeters in diameter. These larger crystals can be an excellent indication that the region is rich in valuable minerals. Pegmatite usually occurs in large rock formations, such as walls. If you notice pegmatites in the area, keep an eye out for them as they often contain valuable minerals. If you find pegmatite, check to see if there is mica nearby. The combination of pegmatite and mica increases the chances of finding gemstones such as tourmaline, topaz, aquamarine, and even morganite. Another important mineral found in these formations is shale. It's easy to identify because it has a scaly texture and crumbles easily in the hands. Shale has a grayish or metallic color, and its fragility is one of its most striking characteristics. If you find shale along with granite, pegmatite, and mica, your chances of being in a gemstone-rich area increase significantly. These three minerals, mica, pegmatite, and schist, form a powerful trio. The presence of all of them in the same region indicates that you are in an environment favorable to the formation of gems, such as tourmalines of various colors, aquamarines, garnets, topazes, and many other precious stones. Always be on the lookout for these signs, as they may be the key to finding rare and valuable minerals. Now we'll talk about the gemstones you can find in rivers, from topazes to diamonds. But as you begin your search, you'll find that quartz is the most common crystal and is easy to find in rivers with a wide variety of colors and shapes. Although many contain inclusions that reduce their commercial value, some types of quartz have gem quality and can be cut into valuable jewelry. The most common types include crystalline quartz, which is often mistaken for glass or diamonds, smoky quartz, which is grayish or brown in color, and amethyst, a highly prized purple quartz. There are also rarer varieties such as blue and green quartz, as well as dendritic quartz with patterns that resemble branches, and hematite with reddish tones. Depending on their clarity and size, these stones can command reasonable prices, such as carnelian agate, which can fetch up to 20 per kilo. Topazes, although less common than quartz, can also be found in riverbeds. These stones are generally transparent, with subtle shades of blue or yellow, and can be mistaken for quartz. The difference lies in their weight and hardness, as topaz is denser and cannot be scratched by quartz. Raw stones can be worth between $20 and $200 per kilo, depending on color and quality, with bluish topazes being particularly valuable for jewelry. Garnets are another gemstone found in rivers, usually red in color. Known as Cape Ruby, garnet is different from true ruby, but is just as heavy and prized for its intense color. They can be rounded due to their crystalline structure, and when cut, high-quality ones can fetch more than $50 per gram. Sapphires and rubies, both derived from the mineral corundum, are among the most precious gems found in rivers. The difference between them lies in their color. Rubies are red, while other colors are classified as sapphires. These stones are extremely hard, second only to diamonds on the Mohs scale, and can reach extremely high values, up to $100,000 per gram, depending on their quality. Diamonds, on the other hand, are the most sought-after gemstones and are rarely found in rivers. Formed in extreme conditions deep within the earth, diamonds are transported by volcanic eruptions and can be carried by currents to riverbeds. Finding a rough diamond is a great feat, but there are signs that help identify them, such as their unparalleled hardness and brilliance. A small, rough diamond can be worth as little as $1,000, while larger, high-quality stones can fetch millions of dollars per carat. To confirm the authenticity of a diamond, it is recommended that you consult a gemologist. Now that you've found your round stones in the river, pay attention to their weight. Stones that are heavier than normal for their size should always be examined more closely. This is because most of the round stones we find in rivers, or in areas where there were rivers, are made of quartz or quartzite, fairly common minerals and generally of low value. However, in the middle of these quartz stones can appear precious gems such as rubies, sapphires, diamonds, garnets, and topazes. And here's an important note. All of these gemstones are significantly heavier than quartz. This means that if you find a stone that seemed denser than expected, it could be a gem hidden among the pebbles. Keep an eye on the density and weight of the stones you find, as this is one of the most important clues for identifying gemstones among more common materials. So, any stone you find that is heavier than normal can indeed be a good indication that there is something valuable there. However, it is important to look for some more specific stones that have a characteristic appearance and can indicate the presence of more valuable minerals. Ilmenites, chromites, and other heavy minerals. A good example is ilmenite and chromite. These stones, which are derived from iron ore, generally have a dark color and a metallic appearance, as if they were pieces of graphite or even small fragments of metal. They are extremely heavy for their size, which makes them quite distinctive. Finding these stones may indicate that the area contains other minerals of high value. because they are very dense and have a characteristic metallic luster. These stones can stand out from the others you find. Although they are not precious stones in themselves, their presence may be associated with environments where other valuable minerals such as rubies, sapphires, and diamonds form. So if you find them, it's worth investigating the area further. But if you're still having trouble identifying minerals, don't worry, there's a simple trick that can make the process easier. Instead of trying to identify every mineral you find in the area, you can go the other way. Take a gemstone you'd like to find, say a sapphire, and figure out which minerals are indicative of sapphires. In other words, you just need to know what minerals are generally associated with these gemstones and see if the minerals you've collected match those clues. Over time, this will help you assess the potential of an area more accurately. Now, if you really want to dive deep into the world of gemology, I have great news. You can watch more videos here on the channel about each type of gemstone and their characteristics in nature to learn how to identify them in a practical way. But if you prefer to have all this knowledge organized and at your fingertips, I recommend our ebook, Gemology for Beginners, which you can access by clicking on the first link in the description of this video. In it, you'll find a complete dictionary of minerals with detailed descriptions of their characteristics, allowing you to learn to identify not only precious stones, but semi-precious ones as well. This material is ideal for those who are just starting out and want to better understand what to look for when exploring. In addition, there are many other secrets about gemstones found in nature, including rubies and diamonds, that wouldn't fit into just one video. So watch the video that's now on your screen to learn more about these magnificent minerals that can make you filthy rich. Thanks for liking and subscribing. Good luck, Gem Hunter.